Hello out there, you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another What If video from me. And this one's going to be a little bit meta because there is the possibility that it could happen. I'm not saying it's a strong possibility. I'm just saying there is a possibility that it could happen. So, what if Nintendo makes a mobile platform? I know somebody's going to be like scratching their head on this. Like, why would Nintendo do that? Well, seeing as Nintendo is now working in the mobile sector and making mobile games, I think it's a strong possibility. So, this video, this discussion, along with the what if Nintendo makes another handheld discussion, will be released the same day. Both of them the same time. It's more or less because I wanted to do both of them, but I didn't want to make them both together. I wanted them to be separate discussions so people didn't have to just sit through one single long video like it's just broken into two parts. Now, there is a possibility that Nintendo will go this route because of the fact that they're making mobile games now and they're making a decent revenue out of them. So, here's the scenario that's in my head. You guys don't have to agree with it. You can give your own thoughts in the comment section down below, or you can join my Discord and you can talk with me there and the other people that are a part of my Discord server. Now, just picture this. Don't like, okay. There are two companies I could see Nintendo working with to do this as far as the mobile front is concerned. If we're going to go with like a majorly known mobile phone designer company, I would pick HTC because I think Nintendo could probably get along pretty well with them to make a Nintendo phone. And if not them, then the Zen phone manufacturers I also could see Nintendo working with to develop a Nintendo phone. The name of it would probably be just the Nintendo Switch Mobile or Nintendo Switch Phone, something like that. It's like Nintendo sometimes names their stuff very generic. So, but I could see that happening. So, with this in mind, the phone would use very, very similar tech to what is in the Switch. Actually, for the most part, I could see it being everything but the GPU that's in the Switch itself, where I could see them actually going down to a mobile GPU like the Mali series. Like, I could see them going with like a Mali GPU instead of using the GeForce GPU that they have in there. So that one, that'll help with the size and the form factor and everything, and two, it'll make it cheaper to produce so that they're not spending as much money to put it out. Three, it'll actually make the phone cheaper too. So there's a lot of positives there, and like it's just something I think would really work. Plus, having a lot of the same stuff inside the phone that's actually in the Switch itself would really, really work for them, and it would be a good cost-saving measure. Like, I mean, not everything could be the same, but like if there's a lot of similar stuff, yes. So that now that that's out of the way, this phone would come preloaded with all of Nintendo's mobile games. Like, so you'd have the full version of Super Mario Run on it. You'd have Fire Emblem Heroes. You'd have Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. And the new game that just came out, and I downloaded it to my phone, and I'm like drawing a blank on the name. Why am I drawing a blank on the name? Because I'm stupid. No, oh, actually, I am drawing a blank on the name, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit real quick. I'm gonna just look at it real quick, real fast. What is the name of this daggone game? Dragalia. I was thinking something. I don't know why I was thinking Disgaea for some reason, but I knew that was wrong. It's Dragalia. Okay. I knew it was on there. I just couldn't think of the name. Like, all of those would be preloaded onto the phone. as well as the Nintendo Switch app would also be preloaded onto it. And then there would be another app that comes preloaded onto the phone, something that they would make brand new. I mean, it would be available to other phones for people to use, like, so there's no discrimination there. But it would be a brand new app that they're working on to go along with this phone that allows it to connect directly to your Nintendo Switch and use your phone as a controller. And before somebody says, well, why would I want to use a touchscreen as a controller for my phone? That is not going to be the case with this. No. No, actually, the Nintendo Switch phone would come with a phone, with a D-pad and the sliders built into it. Like, so similar to the Sony Xperia phones, but probably a little bit better made and a little bit more durable because Nintendo would do that. The way they would design it and how I could see it in my head is that they would design it so that the phone would slightly come apart and the screen would come up so it could slide up a little bit and you can hold it sideways and play with it as a controller. This would allow for the phone to be versatile. It would also allow for games to be played on it without you needing to get a spare controller. And on top of that, it could be closed up so it could retain the look of a normal mobile phone. It might be slightly thicker though because of this, but that would just have to be the sacrifice that would have to be made in order for it to work properly and to work out well. So, and I know like somebody's like this, like he's on top of it. Like when you slide it out, the L1, L2 buttons, L1, L2, R1, R2 buttons become very well. ZL, ZR, L, and R buttons become usable. Like they become clickable so that you can use them. And they're on the back of the phone, just like so they're in a position that they're kind of comfortable when you use it to play games. What else was I thinking? Because I had a lot of stuff going on in my head. I'm not going to worry about like maximum resolutions and all that stuff because that's something that they would have to worry about and work on. Obviously, there are going to be phones that are going to have better screens, but this is not just a phone. This is a controller, and it directly connects with your Nintendo Switch. Like, and again, the app will work on other mobile phones, but that's because it will have an interface that allows you to use the touchscreen to play games, as well as the fact that it will register Bluetooth controllers that are connected to it so that you can use them through the app to play games on your Switch. Sneaky, isn't it? And on top of that, with this, I could see Nintendo developing their controllers to work with mobile phones. I mean, it would all just be done to lend to the versatility of the product. So, like that way, people who don't want to get different phones, they like their phones better than what Nintendo would be offering, and they want their stuff. It's not pushed on them, but you'd have to purchase additional stuff if you wanted to have the same feel. That's all. Like that's really it. Like, and it's not like Nintendo would force you to use their controllers, like because there are so many different Bluetooth controllers that work with mobile phones. Like it'll register that those controllers are there, and you would have to use the app in order to do like the button mapping for the controllers. That's it. That's really it. Like so, there would be a lot of versatile options there, and this app could be used as a second screen display, as well as an off-screen display for the Switch. So that way, if your Switch is docked and you don't want to take it out to play in handheld mode, this app would work for that. So like people are like, well, Dre, there's going to be a lot of latency and stuff. Like they can bring latency down. And with their phone directly, you'd have the best chances of that because that means that it could literally directly connect to the Switch itself, whereas other mobile phones would have to connect through the network. So like there's a give and take there. So hey, you may have a better quality phone and you might want to use it with your Switch, but you'll probably have more latency issues than you would if you had the Nintendo Switch phone. It's give and take. that's just how it has to be. It has to work out that way. So with that, Again, you got the brand new mobile app and stuff. So with this, they could open up a lot of, opportunities to have second screen gaming, and they could reintroduce it to the populace slowly but surely. And people would undoubtedly fall for this, honestly, because they'll be like, oh, it's an option now. And I'll look cooler because I'll have the option that other people won't. And it's just a mental thing. It's a mentality type thing. So that happens. This would also lend credence to split screen games and allow people. It would take it this way. The way the Nintendo Switch works currently, where you can directly connect to other Nintendo Switches, it'd basically be the same process with the Nintendo Switch phone, where it would register the phone as it would register it that it is the phone, but it would register it as a separate unit to run whatever game. And the games would, at this point, depending on the game and what games you're playing, if additional screens are needed, it would have to stream from the console down to the phone. That's it. That's it. It would be a direct connect with the Nintendo Switch phone, and it would be through Wi-Fi with any other phone. Again, that's all there is. That's how it will work. Trying to think, what else was I thinking about? Because I've covered a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time, so I'm trying to think. I already went over how the phone would be designed. Went over the fact that it would have all of the Nintendo apps and have the full version of Super Mario Run installed from start. It would honestly, it would have access to the Google Play Store. There's no avoiding that. It would need it because this would be running on Android. I should have said that this would be running on Android. It wouldn't be running on a separate OS for Nintendo. It would be running on Android so that you have a lot of opportunity to get other stuff. I'm trying to think. I would also say that the Tegra Zone would be available on it because, it would be using the Tegra X1 chip in it as the processor. So, I think I've really already covered most of the stuff that I wanted to talk about, for this scenario. Because I can't think of anything else. Crap. So I guess I kind of hit the brick wall there. And I ran smack into it pretty quickly. Yeah, I think having the Tegra Zone on there too would be pretty cool. And that would open up letting stuff be played on the Switch phone that can't be played on the Switch, which actually wouldn't be a bad idea. Nope, that's it. I can't think of anything else. So, obviously, it would use a lot of the same physical parts. It would use the same, USB-C port for, charging and stuff like that. And it would come with the same type of USB-C cord and everything like that. The phones could not be used in the dock, though, to display on screen. That would probably not be a good idea. But what they could do is use the app to display from the phone to your Switch. And if your Switch is docked, then it would display on your television screen. I know it sounds roundabout, but I think that's just a more safe way to do it, to be perfectly honest. But that's the only other thing I can think of. And that way you could get some of the games that are on the Tegra Zone that just probably aren't likely to be put on the Switch at any point in time, like the Half-Life games. Hint, hint. So that would work out pretty well. And it would be their own version of streaming where their devices could do it back and forth with each other, where you can stream from their phone and app to the Nintendo Switch, and you can stream from the Switch to their phone and app. There we go. That was the last thing that I needed to cover. And yes, this is something I know would take a lot of time, and there's no guarantee that any of this is going to happen. But these are possibilities that I see in mind when I look at the Nintendo Switch and the possibility of there being other things to go along with it in the future, like the mobile phone as a companion device. But since you listened to this one, I would urge you to go ahead and listen to the handheld covering of this, and you guys can give me your thoughts on either one. As I said before, you can join my Discord server. The link is down in the description for anybody who's interested, and you can join in and have conversation about this video. But that's it. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me, and until the next time, please enjoy your games. Peace out.